Top anticipated One Piece fights in this series. You know what? I have a couple. Definitely got to be Luffy versus Blackbeard, Luffy versus Emu, Zoro versus Mihawk, maybe Luffy versus Shanks. Obviously, master versus student, or more like role model versus, I guess all that. But okay. So the first one I see is Luffy versus Blackbeard. Now both these characters are immensely powerful. Luffy with this devil fruit, the Nika fruit, the Sun God Nika fruit, his advanced hockey, and pretty much bettering off his fruit powers. And Blackbeard with two devil fruits, two of them. I don't know how that's possible. This man does the unthinkable. High immense IQ, and he does got hockey, but he mostly relies on his devil fruit, and pretty much just right out of nowhere somehow figures out a situation to win. So I would definitely say Luffy would definitely win. It would make sense for him to win, but definitely extreme diff. Yeah, that makes sense. Luffy winner, extreme high. I think he just means extreme diff. I mean, Blackbeard is a big problem, but I would definitely say Luffy will defeat him. Because I feel like Luffy and Blackbeard are like the two number one candidates, like contenders of being the king of the pirates, like what they're mostly after, which is Luffy and Blackbeard, finding the One Piece and stuff. The next fight is Zoro versus Mihawk. Now, this I would expect to happen later at the end of the series, which whenever that happens. Now, it's always a thing that this always comes true. The student always surpasses the master. So Zoro's going to definitely end up surpassing Mihawk, but it's obviously not going to be an easy fight. So I would definitely say Zoro is going to defeat him, but it's extreme diff. Yeah, that makes sense. I mean, Mihawk is not, he's a tough guy. But Zoro, he went through all that training, through all that battles, and bettering off his sword styles and his fighting skills and even his hockey to, surpass Mihawk, which he's obviously going to do it sometime later on. So yeah, extreme diff. Zoro wins. And the next one is, that looks like Shanks versus Blackbeard. Well, Shanks is definitely stronger than Blackbeard, but I'm pretty sure Blackbeard's going to find a way to, somehow defeat Shanks. And would you look at that? Yeah, by deception. I mean, yeah, he's going to find a way to defeat him, off-screen defeat Shanks. That's like the joke about Blackbeard. So yeah, that makes sense. Then the fact he's like the main villain, sort of. Well, like the final obstacle course that's in the way of Luffy or whatever. Okay, next one is, that looks like Dragon versus Akainu. It's got to be Dragon, right? Yeah, Dragon. I mean, Akainu is strong, but Dragon is definitely stronger. I mean, most wanted man for a reason. The next one is Sanji versus Kizaru. Bro, Sanji's taking this. I mean, I'm starting to think that Kizaru's a fodder. I mean, didn't he get defeated by Luffy later on, whether he was holding back or not? I mean, Sanji's definitely taking this. I mean, battle of like the two speedsters or something. Yeah, winner Sanji. I mean, high diff, sure, why not? The next one is, that looks like Shamrock versus what's his name? Garland or something? Garling? Garling, one of the new five elders. Honestly, I don't know. Okay, Shamrock, mid-high, div, revenge. Guys, I have a question to ask. Out of these two, which one is Shanks' dad? Because apparently one of them two is his dad, but I think this one's like his twin or something, but I don't know. Okay, the next one is, that looks like the Sun God Nika and versus Emu. Well, pretty much it's Luffy now, because he's like the newer one, of course. Well, Luffy's definitely got to defeat Emu, right? And we don't know if Emu is a boy or girl. Probably none. I mean, yeah, it's got to make sense for Luffy to defeat them, right? I mean, they're like actually the main villain. And Luffy's the main character. And the main character always wins at the end of the day. Well, that doesn't go in canon in some movies. Infinity War. Anyway, yeah, it would make sense for Luffy to defeat Emu. Obviously, extreme diff, because it's going to be a difficult, probably one of the most difficultest fights that Luffy has ever gone through. I mean, he's going up against Emu. Easily obliterates one of the five elders, Saturn, like this, with a snap of their finger. So yeah, most of the fights mostly had Luffy in it. I mean, he's the main character, of course. But honestly, I expect some of these fights. The others I've seen here, I didn't think so. But yeah, Luffy's definitely going to be a majority of them. But yeah, they were good.